Innovation is the only sustainable form of differentiation. Hi, welcome to another series of innovation news updates from NTT ComDD. My name is Hui Yung Seong. In this demo, I'm going to walk through the demo scenario of using Cisco SecureX Orchestrator to automate the incident detection and followed by auto remediation. When there is any malicious activity happening at any endpoint and traffic traveling through Cisco Secure Firewall, the Firepower system can monitor the network for traffic that could affect the availability, integrity, and confidentiality of the host and its data. By placing managed devices in key network segments, we can examine the packets that travel the network for malicious activities. When the system identifies a possible intrusion, it generates an intrusion event, or sometimes called by a legacy term an IPS event. Security Services Exchange, or in short SSE, provides device service and event management. When integrating with certain Cisco security products such as SecureX Threat Response, it can collect even data from integrated Cisco Firepower devices for visibility in SecureX. SSE can be configured to automatically promote events to incidents based on any of the several criteria. From Cisco Threat Response, the incident created will be investigated further for necessary actions to be taken. This workflow checks Cisco Threat Response for incidents generated by Cisco Secure Firewall events periodically or on an on-demand basis. If matching incidents are found, an investigation is performed to identify related observables, including endpoints, domains, file hashes, and users. After the investigation is complete, the outcome will be posted in Cisco WebEx, and approval will be requested to perform automated remediation. If approved, the observables discovered will be remediated. The remediation actions vary by observable types. Some examples of remediation actions include domain blocking by Cisco Umbrella, host isolation by Cisco Secure Endpoint, user access restrictions by Cisco Dual, etc. And lastly, the outcome of automated remediation steps will be updated in Cisco WebEx. Now let's go through the live demo. First, let's go to the test PC. Let's check first. So this is the device host name, DDLab PC01, and then its IP address is 10.0.1.5, and as well as the Cisco Secure Endpoint status. So at this moment, the status of isolation is negative, which means it's not isolated. Now let's move to the Cisco Umbrella. In Cisco Umbrella, we will first go to the domain list to ensure that nothing is blocked by Cisco SecureX. Let's go to the policy integrations and then go to SecureX integration and see domains. At this moment, the list is clean, so there isn't any domain to be blocked. And next, let's go to Cisco Secure Endpoint. So let's go to the computers and look for this particular PC called DDLab PC01. So you can see that the status is not isolated at this moment. And next, let's go to the Cisco Dual. Click on Users. Let's authenticate first. Okay, so this is the user we are going to use to log into the test PC. So at this moment that the user is active, it's not being denied access. Remember, we talked about the event collection by Cisco SSE. So this is the SSE. So we can see that in the cloud services under eventing, there's an option called auto promote events. So we have enabled to auto promote this particular event with a category called policy other. And next, let's try to simulate some malicious activities in the test PC. So for example, we can go to some sample malware sites and try to initiate some downloads. All right, so once the traffic has been denied by the Cisco Secure Firewall, in this case, Cisco Firepower, we can then go to the Cisco Firepower and then go to the events under intrusion section. We can see there's an event detected by Cisco Firepower. All right, so this is the PC with the IP 10.0.1.5 trying to initiate some malicious downloads, and it has been blocked by this IPS signature, and this event will be sent to the Cisco SSE. Let's go to the events. We can see that this event has been collected by Cisco SSE, and because of the eventing rule that we have configured earlier, this particular event will be auto-promoted to an incident, and with this we can move on to the Cisco threat response. We can see that under the incidents on Cisco threat response, a new incident has been created. So here you can see the endpoint IP 10.0.1.5 and all the observables. What we're going to do next is that we are going to run our workflow to start the auto remediation and also the detection. So assuming that we have events or incidents in the Cisco threat response, let's move to the Cisco SecureX orchestrator. So this is the workflow that we have developed. Let's do a run. Here we start to communicate with Cisco threat response to fetch the new firewall incidents. Let me modify the timer to make it a bit longer. Instead of 10 minutes, I will probably increase it to 20 minutes and do a run. Now it should be able to collect the incident that happened just now. Let's give some time for this workflow to execute all the tasks. So at the moment, the workflow is trying to enrich the observables from the Cisco threat response via the API. And now we're going to communicate with Cisco Secure Endpoint to get the computer GUID. We have come to the stage where we're going to pull some updates from the Cisco WebEx room. So we can see that at this moment, the workflow has stopped at the waiting for approval stage. Let's switch to our Cisco WebEx. So we can see that an approval request has been posted on Cisco WebEx with all these details. So this is what the workflow has gathered. This is the endpoint that we need to investigate, and these are the remediation steps recommended. First is to block this particular domain in Umbrella, and then this particular file hash has to be added to the Cisco Secure Endpoint to be blocked. And also because this particular endpoint, the DD-Lab P01, has initiated some malicious activities, so there's a need to isolate this host. And also this particular user, COE user 01, will need be added to the deny group in Cisco Dual. So these are all the recommended remediation steps. We are waiting for admin approval. So if you would like to proceed with all these recommended steps, then we can go to this URL. Let me copy and paste the URL. Here's the approval screen. So what I'm going to do next is to click Approve to proceed. Let's switch back to the workflow. We can see that the workflow will continue to perform all the remediation steps. Okay, so it seems that all the other steps are done. So let's go back to the Cisco WebEx and check out the results. Okay, so we can see that some steps have been executed. So let's check those components one by one. First, let's go to Cisco Umbrella. Let me check the domain again. Okay, so now you can see that a new domain has been added to this destination list, so that whatever traffic is going to this particular domain will be blocked by Cisco Umbrella. Next, let's go to Cisco Secure Endpoint. And confirm whether this particular host has been isolated. So it seems that the isolation step is running. While waiting, let's go to Cisco Dual and recheck the user COE user 01. You can see that the status is currently disabled right now because it has been added to the deny user group. We can also check the status over here. Okay, still running. Okay, so it has been confirmed that this particular hole has been isolated. And then we can see that the same status has been updated for this particular endpoint as well. This concludes the demo of how we can make use of SecureX orchestrator workflow to perform incident detection, and also all the necessary author remediation steps. That's all we have for this episode. Thank you and see you in the next episode of NTT ComDD Innovation News Updates.